Again, this is the common ground of all mankind. Whether you are living in a small house or in a palace, whether you have no work or have plenty of work, whether you have tremendous knowledge about everything on earth, whether you are a priest, whether you are a highest representative of God or whatever it is, there is still this deep-rooted fear in all mankind. That's a common ground on which all humanity stands. Right? There is no question about it. That's an absolute, irrevocable it cannot be contradicted. It's a fact. And again, as long as brain is caught in this pattern of fear, its operation is limited. Right? And therefore it can never function wholly. So it behoves us, it is necessary, if humanity is to survive completely as human beings, not as machines, one must find out for oneself whether it is possible to be totally free from this fear. Not only physical fears of losing a job, of getting hurt, of having pain which has been experienced last week, and carry on with that remembrance of that pain, and therefore hoping that pain will not occur, and fear involved in it. There is a biological fear and deep psychological rooted fears. You're looking at yourself, not at the speaker. The speaker is not important. What is important is to look at this, at the content of our consciousness with its fear. It is not, we are not talking about the various forms of fear. Fear of old age, fear of death, fear of loneliness, fear of anxiety, fear which breeds hate, fear of not arriving, not achieving, not fulfilling, not reaching nirvana, or whatever you want to reach spiritually. We are not talking about the objects of fear, but fear itself. Right? See the difference? We are afraid about something, or fear of something. Fear of yesterday or fear of tomorrow, which is fear of time. Right? I'm going to go into that a little bit. So, we are talking about fear itself, not the expressions of fear. Clear? What is fear? When there is fear, is there any sense? Let me put it differently. When there is fear, at that very moment, is there a recognition as fear? You understand my question? There is fear in me, suppose. Is that fear describable at the moment it is taking place, the reaction, or after? The after is time, right? I wonder if you see this, right? Are we meeting together in this? I am afraid. Suppose I am afraid. Either I am afraid about something, or I am afraid of something that I have done in the past, which I don't want you to realize or know, or something has happened in the past which again awakens that fear. Or is there a fear by itself without the object? And when there is fear, at the second, do I call it fear? Or only after it has come? You understand all this? It is surely after it has happened. Right? Which means what? The memory of other incidents of fear has been held in the brain, and the moment that reaction which takes place, the memory says that's fear. Right? Are we together in this? That is, I'll explain again. God, how we depend on explanations. How terrible. I recognize that the moment, with the immediacy of that feeling, there is no sense of, you don't call it fear. It's only after it has happened, I name it as fear. The naming it as fear is the remembrance of other incidents that have arisen which has caused fear, right? I remember those fears of the past, and the new feeling arises, and I immediately identify it with the word fear, right? That's simple enough. So there is always the memory operating on the present. So, we are inquiring, what is fear? Is fear time? Fear of that something happened a week ago, which has caused that feeling which I have named as fear, and the future implications that it must not happen again, and it might happen, therefore I am afraid of it. You follow? So I am asking myself, and you are asking yourself, is it time that is the root of fear? You're afraid. Are you afraid? Right? Are you getting bored with all this? Are you getting bored with all this? No, I hope not. So, what is time? You understand this? Time by the watch is very simple. There is sun rose at a certain time, sun sets at a certain time.